I no longer work for Tesla now, so I feel like I can talk about the battery replacement. I covered my car fully in blue tape, well, kind of, to remind myself what I have done, because I can be very forgetful. That's just kind of who it is. So I will be peeling away the bandages to show you guys exactly what kind of damages has occurred living inside my Tesla, bringing my car to all over North America, except Hawaii, but bulldozing it, living inside of it. How has it held up? So, as you can see, no Tesla logo. Funny question is, big rock hit that, kind of smashed it, so it's like, I'm taking it out. It looks better, looks very clean, just like this. I don't know, does it look better? Oh. Okay, so this is the first damage right here. All of the damage actually never happened on the Dempster Highway. This was actually in Oregon. Right here, a license plate hit it. Yeah, well, I don't have a license plate up front, so maybe that's the irony. But a license plate hit it right here, chipped it. I think that was the first time ever where I was like, damn, that sucks. But I'm like, it's a tool. The more I drive it, the more joy I get out of it. So it's kind of like that first scratch. Meh. Now it's over. I do have PPF all up front, all over this. So it does give me a peace of mind when I drive through the forest and all I just get is branches. So let's go to the windshield. Right there. So that actually happened in Oregon too, about a week before I set sail for the Arctic Ocean. So let's peel this off. It was a fat crack initially. Okay, there we go. So it was a fat crack. I did inject it already, and I didn't want to get it fixed because I was gonna hit the Dempster Highway. And ironically there, did not hit a rock whatsoever. 2,000 kilometers, no rock. But it looks cool actually, because when the sun shines like this, there's like a little rainbow on my dash most of the time. But I'll probably get it fixed. But that's gonna be my second replacement in a year or so. $1,000 deductible to replace the windshield. Yeah, it's a lot of glass. Okay, so next is this one right here. And I really hope my insurance company believes the story, essentially. What happened here was in Eagle Plains, I was parked and there was such instability of electricity that I had to park all the way to the end of the lot, away from their campsite. And even though I had my private stall, it was also their helicopter pad. What's underneath here is a big rock just smashing its way. And I really hope that my insurance company believes this story, because that will be expensive to fix, because it's kind of weird. It cracked the paint right there, but we'll see. Because I have these beautiful doors that I absolutely still adore. They've been a little bit of a nightmare sometimes. So let me peel this off for you. What happened? So I've been to Tesla a few times, and you see that? The rubbing from the Falcon doors. I think, honestly, that's also because I drive on a lot of forest roads, off-roading, and the car has kind of rattles with these doors. Probably my own undoing, but I do think that for a $100,000 car, it shouldn't happen like that. It should be more sturdy. Like if you look inside, like along here too, the other side a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of dirt on here, but you can kind of see the marking on the door. Oh, wow. Whoa, I did not see that actually because of the dirt. Whoa, all right. Well, I'm past my basic warranty now. And that's also my Starlink Mini right there that rests perfectly. So let's go to the other side, because I always hit both sides, right? So right here, it's kind of hard to see, but I think it was from a like tree or something. I kind of have to play with the angles here to kind of show you. But right there, you can kind of see the small dents. I'm pretty sure those were like branches, but end of the day, you don't really notice it. But I did mark it because sometimes I do notice it. Let me show you one other thing that I want to bring up. It's the yoke. As much as I love the yoke, it's kind of been like rubbing now. It's peeling. I do have a service appointment in about a month or so to kind of like touch up my car. It'd be a spa day for Beluga. Super excited. I'll be back in the low 48s then, I think, you know. Otherwise, let me talk about what has been my biggest expense on the road besides the battery replacement, because I will get to that in just a second. Sounds crazy? But over the last 55,000 miles of the last year or so, I've spent $438 supercharging, and then I've spent another $100 on like flow charging, other charging stations all over North America. So think about that. If you do the maths, I'll put the number up right here. That is exactly what it costs for me to drive. And honestly, now that I've kind of been everywhere and I feel kind of a veteran on the road, I really know how to reduce my costs and how to optimize me living out of my car. But I do have extra. I think if you're gonna choose a lifestyle like this, having really good all-terrain tires is a must. So these are Falcon all-terrains from T Sportline. They have a overlanding and adventure tire package. These are the 19-inch rims. Falcon all-terrains. They're mud and snow graded. 3 peaks right here. Freaking awesome. Their thread is getting a little bit lower because I already put 40,000 miles on them in 1 year. But nevertheless, I highly recommend them. They also fit on the Model Y and the Model X. I'm not sure about the Model S or 3. If you use my discount code Sandro at checkout, you will get a free tire inflation pump with your purchase. And thank you so much again for T Sportline for sponsoring my gnarly adventures, because without these tires, life on the road would be a different game. But now I want to talk about that. So I'm gonna raise the suspension so I can kind of show you guys underneath the car and talk about why my battery got replaced. Isn't this so cool? On very high, I have about 10 inches of ground clearance. If you take away the approach angle here, it's about 10 inches. When they see me off-roading, they're like, you can't do those angles. And it's all about the driver. And I think if I have a spotter with me, I can definitely do some tough roads. But a few months ago, I was in Moab with some friends and we were off-roading and we did some really gnarly trails. I actually didn't film some of those days because I was just too nervous. On the last day, there was this really shallow pond of water and I just floored it. And all I knew was I heard doo. Like, let me just reenact it for you. It was like that, like a soft hit. Like I've hit the sides of the battery pack before and it sounds like you're crashing down the stairs. So I'm familiar with that sound, but it sounded like that. And I was like, shit. But no errors whatsoever. But we ended up pulling over and I inspected the battery and damn, that was a big dent. Turns out I had a 5mm dent. So they take like a measuring tape and then measure at the peak what essentially the depth of the damage is. And it was above 5mm, which means that there could be a potential coolant problem with the car because the batteries are dislodged, that in really hot temperatures my battery may not be able to cool itself, which could cause a fire.
Together we run a no-nonsense office.
So I paid the $1,000 deductible. It was an insurance claim, so I kind of got a refreshed pack, refurbished. And what's really neat is actually I got more miles out of that battery pack than I did with the one that I have before that. And I noticed something here too. Okay, that's super tiny. Of a shock to me, and okay. I was afraid to drive for a little bit, but I kind of learned that if I drive through water, I have to make sure that I kind of test out the waters before I go and not just floor it. That's what I usually tend to do. And then at one time, it's kind of naive, you know, kind of nonchalant. I just floored it and bam, that's it. And I couldn't really talk about it when I worked at Tesla because it was a conflict of interest at that time. And it took me a few months actually to gain the courage to talk about it because, you know, the battery packs are a concern for people usually, but these packs are meant to be driven hundreds of thousands of miles. There's even Teslas on the road since day one with the same battery pack. So they're definitely durable. They're getting better every single day, I would say, every quarter that Tesla is producing cars. And I wouldn't really change it anything. I love this car, as you can kind of tell, but I do kind of beat the shit out of it. I use it as a tool. I get to most places for free, and when I tell people that, they don't really believe me, but it's true. I don't really pay for gas, rarely. And now I'm on my way up back north to Carcass to meet some other content creators. And yeah, this is my life. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I did launch a Patreon for Beluga. No, essentially, I'm trying my way down to South America. It's gonna be a very ambitious trip. It's gonna be safety in mind, charging. I'm scared, but I need you guys' help. I probably need to bribe some cops on my way to South America.